Ladies and gentlemen, in this tutorial we will talk about RigidBody2D. RigidBody2D will be explained detailedly. In this screen you can see a mode of the rigid body. So mode rigid, which is original mode, mode character with linear dump, and some settings in static body. So let's start. Hello. In this tutorial we talk about RigidBody2D. For tutorial you need to add some nodes. So use add child node to add first one static body, and after that you need to add some sub nodes to static body. Sub nodes will be collision shape 2D. Also sub node will be sprite. For collision shape, select rectangular shape. For sprite, find some simple image of any kind of circular object or ball, add it, and after that we will set properties for this. And now let's work with this static body. We will have we need to change some things here, but why change? Let's continue working. We will add one other node, RigidBody2D. For this node add subnode collision shape, and also add one other subnode, sprite node. Move sprite node here and this sprite node back. Now I think this sprite is not set, and we are now continuing to work with static body. So static body have two subnodes, collision shape with rectangular shape, and sprite will be defined with some kind of texture. Pick some kind of rectangular texture for this. This can be simple PNG or other type of image. And now let's work with setting. We will put collision shape visible here. This is our collision shape. We will use these red dots to move it, extend, and work with it. This is our sprite. And now we can see sprite and collision shape is below. Let's just change places, drag and drop, and we will have this little bit change. For movement, use this micro button. This is select mode for movement. Also you can use this move mode, and after that we can change some things with select mode. Okay. So now I think our static body is prepared. Good. We can use this micro button, and with this subnodes will not be selectable. So we can use this object and move it wherever we want on a screen. It is good when you work with any object to set his position to 0, 0. So when you start making static body, it will be good to set position to 0, 0, and after that to set position for other objects. You can also reset all objects to position 0, 0, and this will be something like this. Then you can select sprite also reset, and then in this 0, 0 position you can do things as I show you now. But you can do this way also. So first node, don't forget to reset to 0, 0 always. Now static body is properly set. We will put this static body somewhere here, and now we will work with rigid body. So rigid body have collision shape goes down here. Collision shape will be circular. We have sprite and everything is set. Now we only need to properly set this collision shape, make subnodes not selectable, and move it in position we like. Let's test this scene. Good. Now we can continue working. First, let me explain rigid body modes. Rigid body have 4 modes. Rigid is default mode. And I suggest you to always use this mode. Maybe some other mode can be also possible to use. Static mode is similar like static body, and kinematic mode is similar like kinematic body 2D. So with rigid body you see what kind of effects you have. And this is a normal effect. See here. We can also use character mode, which is similar to rigid body. Similar, not same. And let me continue to talk about other properties. We can influence mass, weight, or gravity scale to see some changes in this rigid body. If you increase mass, this body will fall with different kind of velocity, and the best way is to change this to see some things. Not so many changes, but if you change gravity scale, you will see some change. For example, if gravity is negative, you will have something like this. If gravity is too high, positive, you will have something like this. You can experiment with this 3 parameter, gravity especially. And I will also like to explain you some familiar data similar to static body. This is linear velocity. As you know, linear velocity can be set in static body, also in rigid body can be set. This is very simple. I will show you in only one example. I think I need a little bit of change here to see what's going on. If you work with dump, you will change movement, as you see, a little bit slower. I don't suggest you to work with dump. If you work with angular velocity, you will have position to influence rotation of object, as you see here. Without this data, only with angular velocity, look here what you get. Applied force, I will make some tutorial to explain this. And this is mainly everything you need to know for a basic use of rigid body. I will not explain transform and z-index. You have a lot of tutorial which explain this standard properties of any method. Also, for working with collision, we will explain it in one of tutorials. You need contact report, contact monitor. Sleep in and can sleep can be used or not. Custom integrator is also connected with some kind of internal force. If true internal force integration is disabled for this body, aside from collision sports, the body will only move as a tremendous with integrated force function. Let's see what's going on. Okay, custom integrator now, and you and I see what's happening. Okay, I think this is it for this tutorial. If you want to create good response, use this character mode as I showed before. For some other rough response, use rigid body mode. As you see here, we can also put this data. Watch here. He integrates this data on start. If you want to apply velocity on hitting the ground, the best option is to set it in a static body. So rigid body will can be reset for velocity, and static body you can set constant linear velocity here, for example 120, and now you will have influence after the contact of colliding body, as you see here. This is explained in previous tutorial. Okay. If you still want to work with rigid body, then you will need to work with collision, and after collision you will need to apply this linear velocity, because linear velocity is triggered when you start a scene. If I put linear velocity here, for example, This will be triggered when scene is started, as you see here. When scene is started, immediately this is triggered. Thank you for watching. This is, I think, good introduction in RigidBody2D. Of course, there are a lot of things which can be explained in some other integrated tutorial. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.